peace and love. I am Midwives Takisa, and this short series of videos is going to highlight some of the tools that your midwife may carry in her prenatal bag. So the first one I want to highlight is the doppler, right? Most of us are familiar with this tool. We use this to listen to the baby's heart rate. This one here is a fetal doppler. It uses a type of ultrasound type of technology. If you turn it on, right, if you just have it on and there's no applicator gel, you're really not going to hear much. You have to apply a water-soluble applicator gel here, and then you place that on the mother's belly, and then you kind of find the baby's heart rate, and you can hear it from the device system. And so with the doppler, we like for the baby's heart rate to be between 100 and 160. For me, I like 110 to 160. That's what I consider a good safe range. Anything outside of that, if the baby's heart rate is lower than 110, it can be concerning. Definitely if it drops below 100 beats per minute, that's very concerning. We might even transport for a situation like that. If the heart rate is above 160, that's also concerning. We call that tachycardia. That means the baby's heart rate is just too fast. Sometimes we can resolve that by moving the mother's position, giving the mom some oxygen. I've even had great success with giving the mother some honey sticks or a tablespoon, a teaspoon or so of honey, some water, some juice, something. And then also encouraging her to just talk to her baby, to calm the baby down. Get dad involved, let him, the partner, talk to the baby and help just calm the baby down. And it is very effective, believe it or not. Even on the other side of the spectrum, I found when the heart rate can be lower, when it's under 100 beats. In some cases, just shifting the mother's position, giving her some oxygen. Again, even that glucose boost with some honey can be effective as well. So the doppler is what we use to listen to your baby and to keep track of how well your baby is thriving during the labor and delivery. Before the doppler, we had what was called a fetoscope. Yes, the fetoscope, right? This tool, it works with the horn at the end. It's non-electric, as you can see. It's all manual, and it requires you to listen very carefully. And this part here goes on your forehead, and so when you place this on the mom's belly, ideally, you can hear the baby's heart rate. And you have to count it. You have to count it, count the beats upwards of 1 minute. Ideally, those of us who are more savvy at it, we can count for 10 seconds and multiply by 6. You count for 15 seconds and multiply by 4. And then that'll give you an idea of what the baby's heart rate is as well. In my travels, I've found that in developing countries, they still use this device here. It is called a pinard horn. And so you will notice some of the grand elder midwives, as I'm wearing here today, they typically use the pinard horn. And this one is like an extended bell, basically, with this funnel at the end, right? More extended, so you can hear greater on that side. And then it narrows or constricts the sound into your ear here. And so you simply just place this again on the mom's belly, listen very quietly, and then you can hear the baby's heartbeat. I've even been told stories of grand elder midwives, such as the beautiful shirt I'm wearing, used to even use toilet paper rolls. If they didn't have a pinard horn, they would use a toilet paper roll. Listening to the baby's heart tones without a magnifying device such as a doppler can be a little bit difficult. It's definitely more difficult. It's the best example I can give is what one of my mentors told me when I first started out studying to be a midwife. They would not allow me to use the doppler. I had to graduate to the doppler. I started out with a fetoscope. I had to learn to count heart tones manually before I could do them electronically. And I think that's an effective way of learning, because if you run out of batteries, you can still count with a toilet paper roll, evidently. But nonetheless, it's like listening for a clock underneath a pillow, the ticking sound of a clock underneath the pillow. That's how faint the sound will be when you're listening for heart tones using either a pinard horn or a fetoscope. I hope that information helps someone out there. It's more videos to come after this one, talking to you more about some of the tools that you can find in a midwife's prenatal bag.